everybody, how's it going? Thank you for joining us for another episode of What to Watch. As always, I'm the lovely Christopher Gates.
And I'm Peyton Fretwell. Thanks for joining us, guys.
You can't say you're lovely or great or fantastic.
Fantabulous. Make up a word.
Make up a word.
That's how much I love you guys. There you go.
He loves you.
Wink and a kiss.
Oh, so sweet. So, Peyton, what is on the docket today?
As you can see in our lovely little subject bar.
I gotta get used to that. I'm still not.
It's a little weird.
I'm still not used to it.
I understand.
I like new things, but go ahead.
Yeah, it's a little weird, and also to accommodate for it, we have to shoot kind of off center. And as news people, we hate being off center. It's really bugging me. But we'll get used to it for the sake of advancing and process. So on the docket, on the top of that, top right there, we are going to be talking about The Mummy. You actually saw The Mummy yesterday. I haven't had a chance to see it. I was seeing another movie that we're going to talk about later on. But so Chris, give us your impressions of The Mummy. What did you think of it? Not getting a lot of good reviews.
No, it's not. It's not at all. And it's kind of funny because there's. I'm actually a fan of the original Brendan Fraser movies. For those who don't know, this is actually it's a reboot of the Brendan Fraser movies, but it's also a reboot for Universal. They're starting their own thing called the Dark Universe, where they're going to be talking about all the monster characters. They're going to be bringing about the Mummy, the Bride of Frankenstein, Dracula, all that sort of stuff. Yeah. So,
and they've already got like several huge actors cast. I mean, Javier Bardem probably playing Frankenstein. You got Johnny Depp as the Invisible Man,
which is going to be great.
Yeah, a lot of. And Sofia Boutella in this movie is the Mummy.
And Tom Cruise himself as just a guy. As I'll say this, as a fan of Tom Cruise and these kind of movies in general, I liked it. Critically speaking, no. What you see on Rotten Tomatoes, what you hear the other critics now, it's not a good movie. It is a bad movie. Going into it with even knowing that in mind, there are some things I can see what they're doing. If this is the worst movie of their universe, the shared universe they're trying to do, I'm okay with it because I see what they're trying to do. I think it has potential. Tom Cruise plays as this movie, The Mummy, set in modern day. Tom Cruise plays as a soldier that happens to find across. I'm about to call her Anasui Khan. That's not it. But he comes across the Mummy, who they redo her storyline about her being upset that she's not going to be passed along her family fortune because they have a son, and she's like, I'm not about that. So, that's what's up. But no, there's a lot of talk about Tom Cruise's character being kind of flat. He's really just there to kind of advance the plot. I mean, it's typical, in this sense, I would say it's typical Tom Cruise, in a sense. You know what you're going to get from him. It's not Edge of Tomorrow or Mission Impossible. It's just any other Tom Cruise movie that you could probably sit there
kind of in the middle there.
He's in the middle in this.
Kind of a Jack Reacher type.
And in a lot of ways, he is. That's the best example to put it.
Is it closer to Jack Reacher 1 or Jack Reacher 2?
Jack Reacher 2.
Okay.
So, yeah.
There you go, guys.
Yeah. And I was a fan of the original Jack Reacher as well.
He never goes back, I hear.
No, he never goes back.
They say it right in the movie title. He never goes back.
The one thing I will definitely give The Mummy, visual specs, the CGI and everything is nice, but The Mummy herself is, I never felt terrified or intimidated. That's one thing I would definitely say about the Brendan Fraser movies. That Mummy, Imhotep, really was, back then the CGI was so, almost advanced.
And the Mummy ride at Universal Studios is terrifying.
It is.
At least for the first half of it.
For the first half of it, just like anything else. And to be honest with you, kind of like the first Mummy movie with Brendan Fraser, this follows the same thing. She comes back, she has to feed, she's setting up for a resurrection, all that sort of stuff.
And it's kind of disappointing that it started on such a sour note because this is the beginning of the universe.
It is.
And, all of these universes are trying to kind of copy the success that Marvel had with their cinematic universe. But people forget, if that Iron Man movie isn't what it is, which we all know now, Iron Man was just a great movie. If it's not that great movie right off the bat, we might not have the same Marvel Cinematic Universe we have today. Because you don't get those directors coming. You don't have the grade A talent of Chris Evans and Elizabeth Olsen and Jeremy Renner, all these people playing all these great Avengers coming to your cinematic universe wanting to play these roles.
Exactly, and that's the thing is, it really, after seeing this movie, I'm trying to be optimistic because I do see the potential. I really like Russell Crowe as Dr. Henry Jekyll and how they're trying to do this character. The mummy herself is actually well done. Maybe who knows along the line if they go back to that character or not. So there is some positives, but as a first movie in the shared universe, no, I hate to say it, it's the Batman v Superman, it's the Suicide Squad, and what to come. And if the rest of the shared universe is anything like this or the other solo movies, no, there's nothing really
hopefully Russell Crowe's Jekyll and Hyde, because it's no spoiler. They've announced that he's going to be playing Jekyll and Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
I mean, and no spoiler alert. If like what Peyton was saying, all the characters that you had mentioned, they're actually little cameo pieces in the movie. So
sprinkled,
it's sprinkled out. So this is personally, don't go see it in theaters. If you're interested, wait till it hits Redbox. Wait till it comes out later this fall.
VOD,
VOD. So,
but yeah. On that note, another movie came out, a much smaller movie came out this weekend that I saw. Me and my girlfriend went and saw it Thursday night when it opened. It Comes at Night, and we're going to...
Unlike The Mummy, this has a very good critical rating going on.
Yeah, this is critics love this movie, and a lot of people don't know this. It's distributed by A24, which if you know or have seen any A24 movies, they're a very artsy-fartsy distributor. They're not a studio. They don't make any films. They just buy films and distribute them. Last year they did The Witch, which this movie gets a lot of comparisons to. They did Swiss Army Man. They did a lot of movies, and they have a lot of movies coming out later on. I know they have a movie called Woodspell with Kristen. Oh my God.
Kristen Stewart?
No, not Kristen Stewart.
Spider-Man girl?
Spider-Man girl.
Kirsten Dunst.
Kirsten Dunst. Oh my God, thank you.
It's all right.
Kirsten Dunst, and they also have a ghost story with Casey Affleck coming out later on, and Rooney Mara.
Since you bring them up, they have not disappointed so far with their movies.
Everyone
really enjoyed The Witch. If you haven't seen it, go see it. It's a very good movie.
They are one of the more consistent distributors out there with their movies. It's almost gotten to the point when you see the A24 emblem, I get excited because I know a good movie's coming out. Yeah. And this movie continued that trend. I thought it was really great. This movie right now is being advertised as a horror movie, and I tried to tell people that that's not really the case, tried to temper their expectations, because this movie isn't a horror. It maybe has 1 or 2 jump scares in it, and they're pretty early on, so the rest of the movie is kind of this slow burn, and it's more of a psychological thriller, this movie. It starts out, you're with this family who's led by Joel Edgerton, who's just great. People know him from Warrior, Exodus, Gods and Kings, just so many movies. He was Uncle Ben. Is it Uncle Ben?
Uncle Ben.
He was Uncle somebody. I'm gonna get crucified online.
That's okay. I was gonna say I remember him. He played the RoboCop reboot, right?
The new one. He might have been in the new one.
I think he was the RoboCop. Go ahead.
Black Mass. He was in Black Mass with Johnny Depp. Anyways. So he's playing this father character in this family, and it's kind of this post-apocalyptic. Something's making everybody sick, so there's an infection. They go outside with gloves and gas masks, and they don't go out at night. As the movie implies, it comes at night. But the it comes at night can mean so many things, and that's what I like about this movie. It's really up to your own interpretation. A lot of critics like the movie, but they all have their own interpretations of it. And a lot of people are a lot of audiences, I'm really interested to see how people like this as more people see it, because it is kind of a you like it or you don't kind of movie. Kind of how The Witch was last year. We saw The Witch, we gave it a pretty positive review.
Yeah, we both enjoyed it. Yeah. Because it's similar to the way how that movie was done, like you said about this one. It was almost marketed as a horror movie, but when you watch it, it's more of a character development drama with just elements of suspense and thriller splashed with it.
Yeah, and A24 likes to do these movies that on their surface look like one thing but turn out to be another thing. And these movies have a certain trend of really giving you as much information as the characters have, and so other than them both being kind of horror suspense thrillers, these movies are very similar, The Witch and It Comes at Night, thematically. And I really like the slow burn of it. I really like the tone of this film because both of them, The Witch and It Comes at Night, very steady all the way through. I really liked some of the revelations in the film. Again, no spoilers, but there are some twists and turns, and you really don't know who to trust. And you get into that mindset that the characters are in, and it really puts you into the movie up until the final credits. And the credits at the end of this film kind of leaves you with your mouth open, and it's really a good time. If you're not into slow, suspenseful films, maybe go see The Mummy with more sound and more Tom Cruise.
It's more action.
It has 100% more Tom Cruise in The Mummy than there is in It Comes at Night.
That's good.
So if you're more into that, go see The Mummy. That's really the great thing about this weekend. It has a little bit of something for everybody. Even if you have kids, you can go see the Captain Underpants movie, which I haven't seen. It's getting good reviews.
It's getting good reviews. Actually, I had a friend. She took her children to go see it. She didn't think it was going to be good, but she thought it was actually really funny.
It's got an 85% on Rotten Tomatoes.
She's really impressed with that. This month's pretty big because you got another Transformers movie coming out, and not to mention, that's all I can think of.
Yeah, Atomic Blonde comes out. That's the one I'm excited about.
Yeah,
talk about action.
Talk about action. Good action.
Yeah, the director of one of the directors of John Wick. So
yeah, definitely.
And this is the guy
that comes out Tuesday.
Yeah,
I got it pre-ordered. So anyway, I'm so excited.
John Wick 2 Tuesday. Go pick it up. Final grade on It Comes at Night. I thought it was a really great film, really great suspenseful film. Puts you in the shoes of the characters.
I want to check it out. I'll try to check it out this week. On a scale of A through F, what would you give it?
A through F, I would give it a A-.
That's good.
A-.
I give The Mummy a ZQ.
ZQ?
Yeah.
Is that worse than a Z or better than a Z?
I'm not sure. I was going to say Dairy Queen, but...
Yeah. You just want a Dairy Queen right now?
I just want some Dairy Queen right now.
Okay, so...
one movie we did see that came out last week that I think we both really...
We didn't get a chance to talk about. Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman. And a lot of people... This has been, I think, one of the big surprises so far this summer is how well
they finally did it.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing. DC finally did it. And what better way to finally do it with a character? First movie really hasn't had an opportunity to really shine that much. And now it's really put her on the spotlight up there with Batman and Superman as far as the characters who could hold their own movie. Yeah,
it really says something, the fact that we got this huge movie that's starring a female superhero role, which we don't really have any good movies to point at.
And not to mention starring a female who, herself relatively is still kind of new, Gal Gadot.
Yeah. You got to commend DC, because if you're going to do a female-led superhero film, this is the one to get right, because Wonder Woman is the female superhero. She is the definition of representation of women in comics. I feel like she was one of the first ones to do it, and she is definitely one of the most courageous, most heroic of the DC universe. She is part of the Trinity. Her, Superman, and Batman. So you have to get this one right, and I'm so glad DC finally put a good foot forward with this.
It's funny because a lot of talk about Batman v Superman. One of the biggest, if there's the praise, really goes to Ben Affleck's portrayal as Batman. A lot of people really like that. While I agree on that point, I always thought, despite her limited screen time, Gal Gadot and what she did as just Diana in that movie, in the limited amount of time she had, it made me like, wow. You give her a solo movie, I think she's probably going to do a pretty good job with it. I didn't think it was going to be like this. To be honest with you, as much as we saw about Wonder Woman, I still had I'm just waiting for DC to mess this up. Because in my heart, I feel it's bad to be like that. We're just waiting to see how much DC can mess this up. They didn't. They actually did a fantastic job. And kudos to Patty Jenkins. She did a wonderful job directing it. I mean, it's an all-around good just to see that a female director, a female superhero represented in a very excellent light, and I'm looking forward to see what they can do with the character, especially the sequel. You know, and we don't get to see that often. Hopefully, Black Panther, which we saw the teaser trailer for, will be able to do the same thing when it comes out in February next year.
Yeah, I love that Run the Jewels track on that. But Wonder Woman still, one thing I really liked about Wonder Woman, that they didn't make it just one of those films where, you know, they were like, yes, this is a woman, and all of the men are going to be worthless. They made this a film where I feel like no matter if you go in as a man or a woman, you can enjoy this film and you can feel inspired. Because I grew up having Wonder Woman as one of my favorite female superheroes, regardless of her gender, and because I was a big Greek mythology fan, and she fights gods and all sorts of stuff, so of course she was going to appeal to me, and also I'm a big Batman fan, and there are several stories of them being in kind of love triangles and stuff like that. So they crossed paths a lot, and I really enjoyed seeing this character done well. She's actually my phone wallpaper right now. I have Wonder Woman. Yeah.
She's your phone wallpaper. Actually, I think I've noticed it a few times. Mine's is still Hawkeye from Ultimate Marvel Capcom 3 because I love that character, and I wish they would give him back the purple suit. But that's besides the point.
That's a great secondary wallpaper to have. If you're not going to have Wonder Woman, you might as well have that.
You got to get a guy in the purple suit. Yeah, definitely. If you haven't seen Wonder Woman, go check it out. It is by far.
Check out all these movies.
Check out all these movies. Even the Mummy. I said don't go check it out, but still go check it out. I still think so far the Mummy.
If you have an extra $20 to spend, if you have $60 to spend on just movies, go ahead and see Mummy on the third try. If you want to see the best movie so far, besides Guardians of the Galaxy this summer, I say go see Wonder Woman, because that is, you know, that's up there as far as being an excellent movie. With that being said, on the DC universe, we got some sad news today. Everyone talks about Adam West. Lost one of the good ones.
Passed away. I cannot believe it. I woke up, I was already awake, but just reading it earlier today, I was like, oh, Adam West, it's just...
At the ripe old age of 88.
88 years
Spring
old.
bird.
You know, most of you, if you're comic book fans, obviously all of you know Adam West from his portrayal of Batman from the 1960s Batman. A lot of you, if you're, you know...
If you're my age, you know him as Mayor West.
Mayor West in Family Guy. Doesn't matter. Both of them are fantastic characters. Adam West, for me, personally speaking, just seeing in the 60s Batman, just watching reruns of that, even the 60s Batman movie, I don't care, you know, yeah, I love the Batman that is portrayed as the Dark Knight, the Dark Detective, and all the sinisters that he has to do with, but his Batman to me always going to hold a place in my heart, because he did it in such a level that it made the character work. It doesn't matter whether or not you like the silliness or this, he made his character almost into what the legend that we talk about Batman today. It is based off of that. And for a short show that was short-lived, just 3 seasons.
Yeah,
only had 3 seasons. And a movie. It's one of the most iconic television shows that we can always talk about. And it's because of him.
Yeah, and as I said before, I've been a Batman fan my entire life, especially my entire adult life. I've bought comics and watched all the films, watched all the television shows, and nothing has ever made me smile or laugh more than the old Batman run with Adam West and Tim Ward as Robin. And it you know, in a world now where it seems like every superhero movie we have is dour or has to be darker than the last one, there's always the world's always going to be destroyed if they don't do something. It's always nice to see, you know, just Batman and Robin just trying to make sure a bomb doesn't go off in City Hall. And it's just a giant ball with a fuse coming out, and they're just running around. You can't throw it in the ocean because the baby ducks are down there. Exactly. You can't. And it was such a breath of fresh air when I discovered it at a much older age, because obviously I'm not the demographic. I missed it. It's a little before my time. But yeah, I did. Yeah.
You look like you're 68 sometimes.
Yeah, right now I do. I discovered him only after I started watching Family Guy and hearing about this guy named Adam West. I had no idea who he was. So I didn't know why it was funny that he was the mayor of Quahog, but I just loved everything he said. And I found out later that this is the Batman. I mean, you know, before the Michael Keaton's, Christian Bale's, Ben Affleck, this guy was Batman. And he was such a source for joy in mine and so many people's lives. It's sad to see him go, but, you know, at least he made a mark definitely on history.
Oh, yeah. And you know, to Adam West and his family out there, you have our deepest condolences. But the joy that he's brought to many fans across the season, across the years, that'll never ever. Truly, he's legendary. No matter what, he will always be what he is. He will be the true Batman. He'll be the true mayor of Quahog, and nothing will ever be the same without him ever again. So hats off to all the success that he's ever done.
And that being said, you know, if you guys like this video, make sure to like and subscribe and hit that little bell alert so you can be alerted every time that we upload a video. It'll go right to your phone. And if you want to follow us on social media, just go to @WRBL What to Watch, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook.
I get scared when all these things come up.
Yeah.
I'm just not used to it.
There's just so many things.
It really does scare me just a tad bit. You know,
times they are changing.
You know, Batman had the shark repellent. Can we have like a repellent?
Graphic repellent?
Graphic repellent? Is that possible?
No.
Okay.
Also, shark repellent doesn't exist.
Are you serious?
Yeah, your entire life is a lie.
What?
Yeah.
I don't even need this anymore.
I genuinely did not know you had hair under that hat.
You know, a lot of people don't know that.